that coffee thing on like that. Okay. I don't know why people think I make them mad.
Because you are who you are.
Thanks for empowering me. I appreciate it.
You are who you are. You're just like impossible at times.
Can I at least have some milk?
You should have asked that before we came on. Ask your son. See right there.
He told me I made him mad.
Yeah.
Can I have some heavy whipping? I have heavy whipping cream in there for my Alfredo coffee. Put some whipping cream in there. Stir it up really well.
It's in the carton in the fridge.
Good morning. I don't want to hear that Lyric is watching. If Lyric is watching, I don't see no coffee cup.
Hey, Mark, we have to somehow get together. That's my cousin from my grandma's side, daddy's side.
Hi, grandma. I mean, cousin from grandma, daddy's side.
I don't know. We haven't seen each other 35, 40 years.
Loving this Carol.
Oh, wow.
Good morning.
Live on?
Who's that?
Oh, my
Olivia.
Liv. Oh, whoa.
Libby Bell. Next time I see you, I have got to show you this video.
Oh, my God.
I saw it last night. I said, wait till I show Libby Bell.
Oh, my God.
Oh, look who's come to the light. Come to the light, Caroline.
Oh, I wonder, is that coffee hot or cold?
She don't care. She probably started.
It's probably iced coffee.
On the way to work. Drinking that thing, drinking no real coffee.
Oh!
You do too know that, so I'm nobody.
No, she never me.
I'm no.
She never me.
Well, I'm her favorite pastor. Look, I've been doing it all year. I'm her favorite pastor this season.
Y'all actually been getting along for a while.
I'm your favorite pastor this season. Which one? Libby Bell, I'm your favorite pastor this season.
These seasons.
I don't drink no iced coffee. We know, and your coffee
Look
black.
here, I don't know, can't tell by outside.
Yeah, y'all share that same crazy sphere. That ain't for real people. Good morning.
Awesome. Good morning. Welcome to Money with the Moors. I'm Terrence Moore.
I'm Cheryl Ann Stokes Moore.
Hey, you and this. Did
she say yeah for now?
Had it this last on the stove.
Thanks, Josh. Y'all, let me tell you, you can't see my cup, but it was black coffee. Anybody knows me know I do not drink black coffee. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
You stupid. That's exactly why you always need prayer.
I need prayer. So let me tell y'all what Terrence did to me yesterday. Life update. I don't feel good today, first of all.
Because he ate Chipotle.
You put people's business establishments online.
Yeah, because they ain't paying us.
Of course, this is my personal experience. I have not felt well. Yesterday evening, I did not feel well. We're not a big eat out family. I really enjoy cooking for a week's lunch, and we really just try to cut out as much of that. I call it extravagant expenses, and especially when I'm very critical and picky and complain about it after I eat it. Why would I?
I hate this. Don't like doing it often.
And after a while, it's just the same thing over and over. I just rather cook my own food. Anyway. So Sundays are a little challenging with the weekends period are a little challenging with our schedule. So yesterday, we're coming home from church and, Terrence's like, where do you want to go for lunch? Where do you want to eat for lunch? I was like, I don't know. I really didn't have a taste because I ate a really good breakfast before I went to church. Good morning. And so I said, I usually pick the establishment. And I was like, well, you pick the establishment today.
Diana have issues.
Bad decision.
Diana, you do great.
I don't want to take that thing down. Your husband put that thing up online about the Christmas tree and emotional well-being or whatever. I know exactly where you got that from. Y'all just make up articles. So
fake news.
Right. So I was not feeling well after I ate the food. And I still have not been feeling well. And
What's up,
I just,
Pastor?
I didn't even, my kids weren't even, I was a person who cooked a lot anyway. I was never a person, I didn't believe in that. That's just the kind of way I was raised. And then I just enjoyed, cooking is a stress reliever for me. I go from Southern food, and I don't bring no jiffy cornbread mix. I can't take all that foolishness. Make your own stuff, your own cornbread, your own stuffing with that's not green. I'm not trying to bust nobody else, but I'm just saying no green stuffing, man. You just cannot do things like that. So what I'm saying is, I felt really bad, really, really bad yesterday after I ate that food. So Josh was out of town because he had to coach a championship game. They lost, y'all, but they're so cute. Those little 8-year-old boys are so cute. Anyway, and I'm gonna tell you, I came home. And he said, "Oh, I'm so hungry." I said, "Well, this is what we had, and I really don't feel like dinner. I had something prepared to cook for dinner. I'll do it today." And he goes, "You ate there? Don't ever eat at that establishment." I don't even go there. I don't even say right. The chip place. Only it's not.
That place. I tell you, we don't get paid.
In the Qdoba line.
We don't even get paid by Qdoba. Why are you mentioning that?
God, you guys. And this morning, I still don't feel well from that food. I just think I don't know whether it's food poisoning or whatever it was. It's just a bad experience. So anyway.
Wait a minute. If you got food poisoning.
Just be quiet. Don't try to make no money off of me.
What?
So I'm just saying.
What?
I'm telling you guys. Oh,
building
that was
fun.
Just, anyway, let's just get to the point. Anyway, other side of life updates.
Yeah.
We had snow. For all of you who are not here, somebody in our church thinks it's the best thing to call things out of season. Then Pastor Terrence, the pastor side of Terrence, writes an article justifying. You always justify what she does.
There's only Diana.
Yes.
I rag on her the whole week and they put her in the newsletter.
You can't eat healthy food. And I've really been watching my weight. I really have been eating healthier and doing much better. And so, yeah. So then on the other side of life update, yes, this weekend, Sunday was a big day for my family. It was my father's last sermon at his church. Mm-hmm. He actually is already retired, and in the AME church, they kept him on a little longer. His bishop.
Morning, Josh. Great to have you on this morning.
It's just so interesting how life just transitions, right? Mm-hmm. You just go through transitions. It was really it's something to transition.
Right.
So now on to our story, because I just don't feel. Oh, and Thanksgiving. I'm excited. TJ's flying home.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, we stopped after freshman year. It was no more road trip that. Dude, get your plane ticket.
We need to just stock up.
Nobody tells you that because see, I didn't go out of state to college. Nobody tells you about all these little cash at me all the time, even though you got a little job in your junior year. Then we're thinking you're done in 4. Oh, you're gonna go pick up another minor or major because you're doing so well. Great grades, but nobody tells you all of those little.
Somehow he justifies his great grades with "I need more money."
Right.
Dude, you have a job. But it's like, of course, he'll spend his money he'll spend our money before he spends his.
Having people in college now is really different than having them in college when I was in college. They try to manage the money. These folk here. I remember his freshman year, he said, can you send me, I'm trying to step up my game. He goes to HBCU. I'm trying to step up my game. We go spend $400-500 on shirts, ties, making him look slick. I was like, should we be doing this before we see grades? And you know what? It was a good thing. Because at that point, it's all, you're there, your grades got you in there. Anyway, that's Josh's story really well. Life updates, coaching. It's interesting how they kind of morph into their purpose. He's back
at their age.
Back in school. I tell you what, while we are on this live right now, TJ is texting us on our phone with some other opportunity that probably means, and then they send you pictures of things that you must order on Amazon. Y'all.
Mind you, they have their own account.
How Bishop TJ Jake said? Get ready.
Yeah, to empty the pocket.
Right. And I have to tell them, do not click the button on my Amazon because my card is attached. Well, get ready.
I'm ignoring you, Olivia. But
Life
anyway.
update. Okay, now what else can we do? Oh, so listen, we are working on our YouTube channel coming up. We are really, really, really getting into our YouTube channel and going to do some really dynamic teachings over there. Yeah. Not just a pastor, it's just so many different dynamics to all of our experiences, but we have come up with a really cool business branding of who we are.
But we can't tell you yet.
We can't tell you that. But it's coming out soon in January. We'll do it in January. January
we'll launch it in 2020.
Plus, he turns 50 and it's leap year.
I'll be half a century old.
I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do for my birthday month.
I don't even know what I want for my birthday.
We have some other out of the country dates, some foreign travels next year that we're very, very excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Libby, I was going to invite you on my trip, but you decided that you was going to trip out of your life.
Ooh, but anyway, back to the story before you go.
All right, let's go to cancer. We were planning a church. I think we had gotten so far where we had talked about the fact that it was the diagnosis. We're in deep with planning, meeting every other Sunday with those individuals who have volunteered. We actually, for musicians, I posted ads on Craigslist and had interest, and they stayed with us for years. One they actually stayed with our ministry still to this day, stays in touch. Josh's tremendous friends would visit one of them after he went off to graduate school and stayed in
Chicago.
Illinois.
Yeah.
The other one, he ended up leaving the ministry after a few years, but we still stay in contact with them, which is a really great thing. But in the midst of the planning for that, it brought us closer as a family.
Right.
Our kids were involved. I think it's important that we go back to this other segment too, Terrence, I thought about. And that was when we left our former church, what did you do? What did you do before God spoke to him and said, we're going to plant the church? Let me tell you, God will prepare you in every way. So we had these prayer teachings. I did the one for women only. He did one for men only. And we targeted having it in a meeting room at the Astor Hotel.
Yep, downtown.
And on Saturdays, and we rotated the Saturdays for 2 months in the summer. And you don't know what you're going to get. So when you cast your net, you don't know what fish you're going to catch.
Very true.
And it was interesting. Our boys were very, very supportive, but we didn't really have a brand. We didn't have a following. We worked in ministry we worked in the church, but we never worked together.
Which was kind of weird. Yeah.
We worked together administratively and in business, but we never ministered together, taught together.
Never.
We would work on projects together. He did it from the finance side. I did it from the administrative side. And we were a team, but we never.
When it comes to administration and business,
we
always work together.
We always work together. But when it came to things outside or in parenting, that's like a no. That's not even something. That's a non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to actually ministering the word of God together or having a plan of that, we never did it.
Never even thought about it.
Never thought about it. When we come on the live, we give it no thought. We just are who we are, and we never realized the uniqueness of what God had developed between us. We had to find our flow in business, and we had our pastor at one point, it was really weird. He had Terrence reporting to me, which was weird, out of order. Mm-hmm. He split it. So we now both report to him in our respective areas. And
as a side note, I wasn't too crazy about that.
No, he didn't do anything. He didn't listen to nothing I said anyway. Matter of fact, in our marriage, he just comes around the bend.
It's kind of true, though.
I respect that because he's the man. I can't tell him to derail a man for making mistakes now, as a married woman. Sometimes you
yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
So in that, it was really, really funny. So, I always tend to think you're in that, but we had to be prepared because we had to lean and trust on each other, each other. He was building a different type of trust. We think trust is one thing, right?
Right.
I think he was building a different type of trust. So in the women's part, I had already been out and about. So I had fished there, that they came to the prayer teaching. It was my sessions were there. Sometimes it was many, sometimes it was a handful.
Mm-hmm.
And in the men's session, that's where the fluctuation occurred.
Mm-hmm.
But we looked at it, and you have to look at how, you don't know.
Wow.
Man, we're getting to a good part. You have to get back online.
That's crazy. This thing just kicked me off of Facebook.
Hey guys, can you share? And if somebody could maybe tag Terrence's page. If you can tag his page, that would be great. It's just kicked offline. So I find it very interesting that on the men's side, it was, maybe somebody will show up, maybe somebody won't show up. And no matter what, this was the interesting thing. Our sons sat there and they listened to remember one specific, there were no men came, but our sons sat there and they were really little.
And I taught it.
They were in elementary school and they sat there and he taught them. Wow. I just sat in the back in tears. I was so tickled. And then while he's teaching, the cook and people from the hotel would come in and the men would come and stand in the back on their break. No one, it was just crazy.
Right.
And then later on, after we started the church, we're like, Terrence, I'm getting ready to plant. No matter what, I have to do what I'm called to do. You can't do or be successful for who's going to be your supporters.
Right.
You have to do and stand things. And in that, it was so powerful because that part happened actually before the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But then I see how strong he is to endure. People are quick to throw in the towels, throw water. But I also see that it was also going to be, to me, it was, okay, the biggest challenge of your ministry is going to be dealing with the man, with your own gender.
Right.
And you have to look at,
and that is true.
They're going to be there or they're not going to be there. And to deal with that, and that can be a very painful thing, a very disappointing thing, but to reconcile all that and just in looking at it from the outside, that was very, 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 very powerful.
And I think also the other thing was I didn't make a decision by sight. That I knew that, as Cheryl said, that I knew what I was called to do. But one of the things I did not say, okay, if a lot of people doesn't come, then oh gosh, that was a mistake. Our call was already confirmed by several very well respected wisdom carriers, sages, those of great respect. So that wasn't the issue. And one of the things is like God was just saying, can you still do it with, either it's going to be done by sight or by faith. So no matter what, we did it, but it was very, very interesting. I think one of the key things about that was, which of course, hindsight is always 20/20, but at the time I just kept on focusing. But I realized as our sons grew older, is the fact that they were always there and they received the teaching. They were the first partakers. Yeah. They were the first partakers of the ministry.
Right.
When and it was a couple of times. It was just Joshua and Terrence Jr. in the room listening, and they were taking notes. And I had questions, and I was still teaching on a men's level. I didn't drop down my teaching to their level. I still was teaching at a men's level and was drawing other men from the kitchen. But what I realized is that the seeds of manhood was being placed in them at a young age. I didn't change the teaching. I didn't change because the environment changed. I continued to pour in them, and I'm seeing and really beginning to see some real good fruit from them for the past few years because they had received that the seed early on.
I think the key thing there too, Terrence, is, and just to share with you all and remember this, so dropping nuggets on today, and I made that mistake, and I own that. I will own it. I will own it to the day I die, because we don't shuck and jive with what if we don't share what we learned, then we didn't live our life.
Right.
So I made the tragic mistake, and he didn't do it. Well, we kind of both did, but more on me. I'm gonna own all of this part. It's mine. And I proudly say that, because lowering your standards and expectations because I'm fearful of a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fearful to take the L this way, both ways, however you're looking at the camera. But he didn't. You said he didn't drop. He didn't change how he was teaching. But I did change how I was structured in my journey, in my pastorate. I don't change as an educator. As a professor, I go hard. I don't change. But the weakness and the frailty of what I have done in ministry venues was to adjust to the audience.
Right.
And adjust to those in my space, because I don't want to deal with the temper tantrum. So let me just mash these potatoes up and do this. But it did not help them grow and develop. It empowered them to think that they were someplace. It gave them a false perception of promotion. It gave them a false perception that they were promoted, that they were equal, that they were on point, that they were online. And in some, I still see that are even in my space, just in casual conversation, you really didn't get it.
Right.
And it's kind of like I don't take responsibility for a grown person, but I own the fact that you can't adjust because of other people's expectation. Either you're with it or you're not. Well, my former first lady would always say, Charlotte, you are the type of person where somebody doesn't have to, either you like her or you don't. Either you like me or you just don't.
There is no gray area.
There is no gray area. Gray areas don't work. You can't go around in your head and say, oh, she don't like me. You don't worry about whether either you like me or you don't.
Facts.
Facts. Period. Facts.
You never have to guess where things stand.
I have always been wired that way. You make the worst thing you can do is try to figure me out.
And we have seen a lot of people try, and it never ever works.
The people that know me to the core of my body are my husband, my sons, and my dad and my mom. That's all I know. That's all the people that know me. My dad can pick up will call me and say, don't take so long to pick up the phone. Look at my number I am on the other side looking at his number. Of course, because we share that same gift zone. But I'm just saying, I watched him become uncompromised and be able to weather all kinds of storms, because people will come and go in your life, whether it's a business venture that you want, and you can't be afraid to take the loss.
Right.
I had to learn that as an adult, as somebody who is an accomplished professional and accomplished in ministry. Your gift doesn't tell you that. Your gift doesn't train you for that. I think we have, hey, these are the conditions, these are the requirements, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they leave.
Mm-hmm.
I think the part for me, Terrence, I didn't expect you to leave and trash my name to try to save your own. I think that's the part that gets me. Like, own your wretchedness.
Yeah, this is after starting the church.
After starting the church, you realize what people will do to save self.
And I go, people are people. I just blow it off, and it's like, that's just how some people are wired.
I have a heart for God's. He has a heart too, but his heart, it ain't hard. It's wired differently.
It's like,
it's wired
and it's not like that I don't care. It's the fact that I know where to place people.
Right.
I know where to place people. And we've learned over the past, and we'll talk more about that about the pastoring part of it after we launch the church, is that, you can't hurt when people leave. You can't take it personally. You can't take it personally. And it's like, with me, very, very, I think maybe one or two where people had left, and it really kind of got my heart. Otherwise, it's like, I know where people are. People are people. People will do what they want to do. People will make choices, their own choices, based on whatever the situation they're in. They're going to save their own skin. I mean, that's just the way a lot of people, not all people, but a lot of people are wired. And I just can't, I can't, and I had to come to this conclusion. God had to deal with me. Is like, you cannot be responsible for other people's decisions. Right. And I go, okay, because I took it so personally, but but that's just part of life too.
I had to learn that I have to outlive the lie. And you have to learn in your business, whether it's your business.
That happens a lot in business. That happens a lot in
business. Your imperfection, whatever your flaws are your flaws do not define. Okay, here's the last nugget and we're going to go. Well, I'm just mine, and then he can say what he's going to say. Your flaws do not determine your future. Your flaws will not exit you out of favor. Otherwise, none of us would have it. Just because, and people will use your flaws to against you, but you stay strong.
Man,
don't get me started, because see,
that's another one.
And I got my rhythm now. People didn't give you your purpose. People didn't give you the plan. People didn't give you the dream. People didn't give you the breath in your body. So your flaws will not be a detriment. Don't buy into that. Wherever someone rejects whatever the vision, the business, maybe you have a venture, or God is giving you a design or a book or anything, just know your flaws do not and will not have the power to impact your future.
Very true, Aisha.
We
very
all are impacted. Absolutely. Very, 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 very true.
Man,
you have to focus. Focus. I heard we were listening to a podcast. It's a podcast. Now I'm going to give shout out to Apostle Brian Meadows
out of Atlanta.
He has, if you want it, you can look at it. It's the Angry Pastor Podcast. I think
you should. I think everybody should just take it.
Even if you want to
subscribe to it.
Whatever. If you
subscribe
have a calling,
to it.
If you have a calling or a purpose, you should. You need
to subscribe to. And we're not even connected to him in any way. It's just the fact it's a good podcast.
Right. He says on there, when people enter your life, you have to learn to grieve from the onset, because you don't know what the lifespan. Every relationship has a lifespan.
Right.
Either it's eternal or it's it's seasonal. And you have to think that season has many different durations.
Right.
And you're right, Aisha. We do learn that. We learn it. But girl, living it.
That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, we'll talk about that transparency
and in the planning,
and
we
flaws
experienced that. We experienced somebody that we asked to pray to undergird our initiative. And the closer the launch got, they kind of like just separated from us, and we didn't know why. Only find out because they had other individuals that were family,
in their ear.
No, not in their ear, but that had joined the launch team.
Oh yeah.
And so because of their beef, they stepped away from us. They actually
brought that in our space.
Got upset because they were helping us. Like that kind of stuff happens all the time. And like this family issue,
don't bring your beef here,
cannot be a part of the future fruit. And it became a divisive matter where it almost pulled an entire church into some family confusion. We had no idea. We weren't even a part of it. But because, you're over here, we can't be over here because I don't like them. That stuff is foolishness. You can't allow that to stop your plan. Wherever God tells you, wherever the dream is, whether it's in Africa, South Africa, wherever it is that's within your heart, that's to be manifested, to be a part, to create. We are designed to create, and we are designed to have rule and dominion over our creation. You cannot allow that to be a part of it. Have a great day. We got to go. We're over time. See how we got wired?
See, this time it was her. Because she got on the roll.
I did get on the roll. Live your life and live it without the conditions of other people. Hey.
You usually be like, Terrence, you talk a lot. You I'm like, no, this is all
Come on,
you.
you see them
Love
hearts.
you guys, love
Yes.
you all too.
That's
love
right.
you
That's
all.
right. Give me the energy.
I miss you.
Energy.
Where bring Eli over here. Man. This is awesome. I am too bad. You all have a great week. This is one.
I don't care. Whatever our words, whatever people you live, your flaws do not determine your future. Let me tell you, no matter, let people come in and out, you stay in place.
Oh Lord, we'll see y'all later. Hey, look, I wanted to start the show with some hip hop. I wanted some Fred Mac flavor in the air,
Consistency.
but she wouldn't let me. See, I do listen.
When TJ comes
Eventually.
home, he'll create our next season segment. I'll wait for my production engineer.
Have a blessed week. I mean, I have a good feeling about this week.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling about this week.
Do continue to do great things.
We charge you with that.
Yeah.
Never let anyone just like doubt your vision or doubt your dreams. It's yours.
Right.
God gave it to you.
Right.
We love you. We out. Peace.